execute. And with that, Dr. Wenstrup, please, your turn.
Yeah, thank you. And thank our guests for being here today. You know, we've seen in our country, World War II, we call them the greatest generation, probably the most selfless generation in America. And then as one post-World War II gentleman told me recently, he said he's part of the shadow generation that sat back and trusted the government, which was a mistake. And now I think that we're in the most selfish generation America has ever seen. And the next generation is probably the most deceived or dumped on. I have an article here that I had in my medical practice in my office by Walter Williams in 1993. I kept it in the office laminated. And one of the things he's talking about Medicare, he said in 66, its price tag was $3 billion. House Ways and Means Committee said after adjusting for inflation, Medicare would cost no more than $12 billion by 1990. But in 1990, the actual cost was $107 billion. And by 92, it was $150 billion. What he states in the article is both President Johnson and Congress knew better, but they knowingly told us a bald-faced lie. And that kind of goes with what Mr. Kelly was saying. But, you know, it was mentioned today, you know, what are the causes? What are the problems that we face? And it's fertility. You know, if maybe some of these benefits, and I say this tongue in cheek because it would never be discussed really, is maybe you should get your Social Security benefits based on the number of kids that you have working and contributing to the base of it, because that was the Ponzi scheme that was initially set up, right? And not taking into account inflation. And you know, one of the things we're trying to do is talk about the importance of private retirement funding, because when I started in my medical practice, the advice I was given is pay off your student loans, especially your high interest ones, as fast as you can, and as quickly as you can, start putting money away, and don't count on Social Security to be there. Not that we want to give up on Social Security, but I think one of the problems we face today in the big picture is too many people have counted on Social Security, and when they get there, it's not what they thought it was going to be compared to the life that they were living. So, you know, my question is, and let's just go to a physician practice, Ms. Wade, talk about specifically how would the increased taxes in the Social Security 2100 plan impact small businesses like a physician practice?
Absolutely. Small business owners, their main financial tool in reinvesting in their business and reinvesting in their employees are business earnings. The higher taxes that they pay on those earnings limits their ability to reinvest and compete with other businesses. So small business owners have the unfortunate, unique challenge in trying to absorb higher taxes in operating their business as they need to compete, but also increases the hurdle for those who are wanting to open a business in being able to self-finance enough to pay all those taxes in starting and operating a business. So it's challenging for those trying to start a business. It is challenging for those who currently operate a business to absorb those additional costs and compete.
Yeah, thank you. And, you know, in addition to that, then you find that you have less to save for your retirement when you are paying more taxes. It's less you can put into retirement. Dr. Blaz, if Social Security, that their bill 2100 were to pass into law, yeah, I think you touched on it. Is there any chance that it would achieve sustainable solvency?
Well, I would say no. First, a couple of things. One is the most recent version of the bill has large benefit increases lasting 5 years, and then for people retiring in 2027, they aren't supposed to get those benefit increases the way that the bill is written. Now, if you look at 2026 under that bill, the additional costs in 2026 are 36% higher even than the additional taxes that that bill would collect. It doesn't make policy sense that we would suddenly allow benefits to drop by 7 or 8% from 2026 to 2027. So it seems reasonable to assume that the actual consequence would be that the benefit increases would continue beyond 2026, in which case not only would we not have sustainable solvency, but we would actually make the current financing problem a lot worse.
Thank you. I yield back.